Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. We have a new golf ball review for you today, and we are doing the Penson X1-PRO. Let's dive in. All right, so many of you have probably not heard of this one. We love doing underground, direct-to-consumer, underdogs, whatever you want to call them. We love doing ones at brands that people have never heard of before, and this is another one. This is a company that's reached out to me recently and sent me some free golf balls to try out, which I love doing. Essentially, this is a company I'd never even heard of. It's called Penson. They make one golf ball called the X1-PRO, and essentially after reading a little bit online, it's designed to do what a lot of these direct-to-consumer golf ball companies are doing, and that's trying to rival the Pro V1. So sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. It just depends. You don't want to limit your market. So we'll be testing all that, but let's dive right in. What's really cool about these golf balls right from the rip is the price point. I just got done doing a review on the Wright and Ditson golf balls, and I was super impressed with those, and they came in at an amazing price point, the same price point as this one, which is $29.99 a dozen. Penson does also offer a free trial online as well, so that way you can go on and try the golf balls and basically just pay shipping, which is a great thing. Some companies do that. I know Cut did that in the past. Encore's done that in the past. Trial Packs, Sugar's done that. It really works well because it allows people to try the golf ball out without spending too much on it. I think more companies should do it, so already that's definitely a plus. A urethane golf ball at $29.99 is an amazing deal. I talked about it in depth with the Wright and Ditson review. It's such a great entry point because even your Vice now is $39.99 a dozen, and you know your Snells, which are awesome, are $33 to $35 a dozen, somewhere in there. So coming right in at $29.99, I know unless you buy them in bulk, you'll probably have to pay for shipping, but still, that's a great price point to come in there. You know, it doesn't. I'd rather that than it be $35 plus shipping, and then you end up at $40 or $42, and then you're spending what you could just go to Walmart and get a decent brand ball for. So really good price point there. Let's dive into the design of the golf ball. Looking at the front, it's pretty basic. It just says Penson. It does kind of remind me of an old style kind of font and look to it. Like this reminds me of what the logo from like a 1950s ball would look like, or a 60s ball, something in there, like some penfold vibes kind of. But you know, just basic. On the side here, it does have a decent little alignment tool. It's not as thick as I normally would like, but it does say X1-PRO. It has the line, which is good. And it does feel pretty good for the most part. It actually feels like the coating is pretty good on there, and I mean, it looks premium, it feels premium, so it definitely at least is urethane. So you know, it doesn't have like that Pro V1 feel to it, but it's half the price, so I don't expect it to. But overall, pretty good. I like the dimple pattern. It seems like it would do pretty well. So let's go out to the chipping and putting green and let's see how we did out there. Okay, a little duffed. Oh yeah, it forgave me pretty good. That's awesome. Right toward the hole. All right, let's try it again. Really good there. Oh, wow, a lot of spin, actually. That's a lot of spin. See if we can get a little bit better results. I actually, when I hit it right, it had really good results. Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. That had some stopping power. My gosh. A little low, a little bladey, and it forgave me. It forgave me. Holy cow. That is really impressive. Okay, that's incredible. All right, so really good spin there. We're gonna try it with the mallet here. Really soft, really squishy. Reminds me of the Snell I just tested. Yeah, really soft, really squishy. Minimal amount of feedback, but the feedback is there. I can definitely tell. Let me try hitting this one off the toe. Oh yeah, feedback's there for sure. What I really love is the forgiveness too. I got pretty much the same distance with all three of those. But holy cow, I mean, this is pretty impressive for like this random Penson ball that I got sent. Holy cow, I'm impressed. All right, here, blade putter. Oh wow, okay. You know what, have yourself a day, young man. Really good feedback. Love that. Good, look at that, responsive. I love to see that. I'm gonna go a little more right here. All right, so testing this Penson golf ball. You know, I hadn't heard of this brand before, but I gotta say, I'm really impressed. When I was chipping around the green, the first thing I noticed is, you know, I do these green tests in, I'm sure you can tell, I do them kind of in bunches. I did the Snells, I did the Wright and Ditson, and then I did this one. This golf ball spins
more than any of the golf balls I've tested in this group. It had so much grip, it had so much power, and you know, I was just chipping. I was using a little putting motion. If I come back and go, you know, 20, 30 yards off and I'm pitching into the green, I have no doubt that this golf ball will stop on a dime. It feels sticky. It acts like it's sticky. It just stops. It has that forgiveness. Now, what I noticed is that, yes, if you close the face, if you open the face, it will go a little left, it will go a little right, but holy cow, I didn't expect that from such a budget urethane 3-piece golf ball. It performed better than the Snell 4.0, which I wouldn't have guessed. And then when I switched over to the putter, again, really surprised, because when I used the mallet side of things, it was soft, it was squishy, there was very minimal feedback, which, to be fair, on a mallet putter, that's the case most of the time. But then when I switched to the blade putter, I actually found something that I didn't find with any of the Snells, the Wright and Ditson, any of those golf balls. I found that it actually had some feedback. It clicked. If I hit it off the toe, it really clicked loud and it let me know. But if I hit it off the center, it actually clicked the right amount and said, hey, good hit, it's gonna roll right toward the hole. But again, it had a lot of bouncy ball effect in there.
Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to talk about the feel of the golf ball throughout the clubs. It's, you know, it feels a little firm. I'll be honest with you, it feels a little firm. It feels a little dead coming off the club. Not my type of feel. It's definitely got more of a traditional old style feel. If you mishit it, you're gonna know. It's gonna shake your hands. It's gonna rattle you a little bit. If you hit it really well in the center, it's just kind of mute and dead. I mean, there's not much feel to it. There's no rocket off the club like some of these other balls. It's not gonna come off hot. It's just kind of this normal, I think it's kind of an feel, but maybe some people would like it, but not really my style. A lot of golf balls have gone toward the more modern type of feel, which is where if you hit it in the center, it feels like a rocket ship taking off. And if you mishit it, it forgives you a little bit. It gives you a little bit of feedback. This one, you're gonna know. The second you even hit it a tiny bit left or right of that center of that face, you're gonna know what you're gonna feel, and you're gonna go, oh man. I actually got to a point where I was losing a little bit of confidence, because sometimes when you're testing a golf ball that feels that way, I'm not the best iron striker, so you do like 4 or 5 in a row where you're just barely hitting off the center a little bit, and you just start to be like, oh my goodness, I've really got to it's got to be perfect. And then when you get in that mindset, it's tough. But let's see how the numbers are. Maybe the numbers will save it. There have been golf balls that have felt terrible in the past but have had good numbers, so let's see if that's the case. Starting off with the 50-yard pitch, RPM spin, 7,694, which is a little tiny bit below average, but it's better than I got with the Wright and Ditson. It's better than I got with the Vice Drive. It's better than I got with the Callaway Warbird. You know, I mean, it's better than a lot of other golf balls. It definitely spins. It'll definitely hold a green. I don't know if there'll be much ripping back to you, but as far as just hitting and sticking where it's at, I don't think you'll have a problem with that. Let's dive into the 9-iron now. Smash factor 1.24, 130.7, which is actually really good with the 9-iron, 131.4, which is really good with the distance total, 100.1, awesome, good to see breaking 100 there, and 6,750, which is actually one of the lower spin rates I've gotten so far with a 9-iron. So it doesn't spin that much. It is gonna maybe not stop as close as some of the other golf balls I've tested, but the distance is good. It seems to get up in the air and it seems to travel fine. It does launch low. I don't know if you saw that a minute ago, but it does launch really low, so we'll keep an eye out on that. That's one of the lowest launches. Well, that's one of the lowest launches I've had so far that I've tested, so that's interesting. Let's dive into the 7-iron, 1.29 on your smash factor, 147.8. Boy, that's quite a loss of distance. 150, about 5-6 yards of distance loss there. 108.9, I lost about 3 miles an hour. 5,742. That's about just below average on spin, so that's fine. And 15.1, that is a seriously low launch. It was something common in this golf ball. It wanted to launch low, a lot low. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. For me, it's a bad thing, but for some golfers, it's not. We'll touch more on that in the conclusion, but definitely wanted to launch low. Now, the reason you're seeing such a drastic drop-off there is 100% the forgiveness. This is a golf ball that is high risk, high reward. You hit it right in the center, boom, you're gonna get amazing numbers. It's gonna shoot off the club. Won't feel like it shoots off the club, but boy, it'll get really up there, massive amount of distance, really good compression numbers, but you mishit it and it absolutely punishes the heck out of you. And unfortunately, you know, when I do 15 shots with a golf ball, you know, 5 of them are gonna be and then, you know, 5 of them are gonna be golden and 5 of them are gonna be good. I can't just eliminate all the bad all the time, and so what happens is this evens out to the middle there, and it ends up being below average, because even with my great hits, I wasn't getting enough to help offset that. So it was a little disappointing there. And I think for average golfers or mid-handicappers, especially high handicappers, there's going to be too much inconsistency there. Getting into the hybrid, 1.28 on the smash factor, not very good compared to what I've gotten so far. And as you can see from those numbers, just really could not get the ball to compress at all. Having serious trouble with it. Even on my bad day, I've never seen anything quite. I mean, I lost about 9 mile an hour, 8 mile an hour of ball speed. Spin-wise, it did really good. I mean, it got up in the air and spun quite a bit, but again, launched low, which is something uncommon with the hybrid. It seems to want to launch low, and again, that smash factor kind of tells you everything you need to know. I think I hit 15 shots. I deleted 5 or 6 trying to get the best of what I did hit, and that's still what I came up with. So unfortunately, it just didn't perform quite like we had hoped it would there. Getting into the driver, 1.37 on the smash, not great. 211.2, a loss of about 11 yards, a loss of about 13 yards on the total distance, a loss of about 8 miles an hour with that. And then spin-wise, it actually did spin a little higher than my average, which is nice. And it launched mid. So it actually did not launch low, but it launched mid, which I think at that point I was finally compressing it. I think this golf ball says it's intended for all swing speeds and for, the medium, but boy, it feels like it should be a faster swing speed. It feels like I wasn't compressing it that well. I know the 9-iron numbers don't show that, but just based on the feel of how it was, I just really felt like it wasn't there. All right, I do want to talk about the durability real quick. When I got done with it, it was kind of funny. It looked really dirty, and I thought, but when I felt it, it felt good. And so I thought, okay, well, let me go, clean it up. After cleaning it up, I got to say the durability on this bad boy is really, really good. I'm super impressed. There's no scrapes. There's no cuts. One of the better golf balls I've tested in that price range for this type of durability. I mean, I absolutely would keep using this. This is after about like 75, 80 shots. I would definitely carry this into the next round feeling confident because there's not anything there. It still feels, if I had my eyes closed, it still feels like a brand new ball. So really impressive there. Great job, Penson, on that. So that's actually one of the hardest things for golf ball companies to do. It seems like when they have to cut corners because of that pricing, that's usually where they cut them. So in conclusion, these golf balls, like I said, it's kind of like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. They could be really good. They could be number one, like the Sugar, or they could be the worst, like the Big Crusher. You just never know. This golf ball feels like it should be for a faster crowd. I don't know if that's 100%. I'd love to get that tested, but this to me feels like it really should be for higher swingers based on how it was coming off my club, how it was feeling, based on the smash factors. Is it worth a shot? If you're someone who swings really fast and you think you can try a 3-piece urethane golf ball and you're not wanting to spend a ton of money, there's a variety of ones you could choose from. Sure, this one might be the one for you. It might be based on a faster swing speed. But if you're an average swinger like me, 90 to 95 range, somewhere in there, I just would stay away. I think there's plenty of other golf balls that have performed in that range better. But until I one day get my swing speed to 110 or 115, we won't know how stuff like this tests, unfortunately. But yeah, overall, lots of things to improve on. There was lots of stuff that's good. I like where some of it's at. With these golf balls, the first time I ever see a golf ball from a new company or, something I've never seen released before, I try to be a little nicer about it. If it was a tailor-made golf ball, I'd be eating it alive. But new company, direct to consumer, they're trying to get in the market. Really it's about constructive feedback. And my constructive feedback would be, hey, I like the design of it. I think the durability is awesome. The short irons are great. I just need a little more forgiveness. Maybe lower the compression a little bit. Maybe do something to the core to where on miss hits, I'm not punished so bad because I didn't talk about it with the 5 hybrid, but boy, miss hits on the 5 hybrid, I was losing 30 or 40 yards. That can't happen. I can't be on the golf course and miss hit one slightly and lose 40 yards. Now I'm getting a wedge out and doing a 50-yard pitch in. You know what I mean? It's just too much. So definitely improve on those, but there is some things to build off of for it. Check it out, guys. Check out the website. I'll put a link in the description. As always, keep watching to keep saving and keep learning. Until next time, the Legato is next. I know you want it.